Hey guys, welcome back. Today's frequently asked question is from Jennifer in Kentucky, and what Jennifer asks, I'm going to read it from my screen, is I have a hard time getting enough fiber in my diet. Do you have any tips on how to accomplish this? I sure do, Jennifer. I appreciate you, asking us this question. First of all, let's look at, I'm going to read off my paper, let's look at a couple key points on why we want to take in fiber, because we are extreme advocates on plenty of fiber in your diet. We are kind of known for being a little bit loose in our carbohydrate selections. Of course, we want you to have nutrient density, good sources of carbs, but we put a tremendous emphasis on the amount of fiber in your diet. So the benefits in fiber is it's tremendous for your health. Which we all know, it provides more bulk to your diet, which is going to produce greater satiety. It's going to keep you full longer periods of time. It's better for digestion and regularity, obviously, and it helps the assimilation of carbohydrates in the process of glucose. So if you're trying to have better blood sugar levels, better control of your glucose levels, fiber definitely helps it. It makes dieting easier on a lower calorie diet. So the question is, obviously if you are restricting calories, trying to lose fat, and restricting calories generally comes from restricting carbohydrates, and your carbohydrate levels overall are lower, how do you get enough fiber to get all those health benefits, to get all the different benefits that we were talking about? How do you get enough in your diet? And we'll even take it a step further. When you're following our traditional up day, down day diet, where one day is higher calories, one day is lower calories, how do you get plenty of fiber on the lower calorie days? That can be really, really tricky. Now, typically, number one, what we find is that on your higher calorie days really can make up for your lower calorie days. So if you're not getting sufficient carbohydrates on lower calorie days, your higher calorie days, if you're taking in extra, essentially your body is a storage unit, so anything extra that you're deficient in on lower calorie days, your body will take from a higher calorie day, and it works that way with fiber too. But we have found a way to get more fiber in your diet, on whether it's an up day or a down day, or if you're following a regular diet. Typically, on the average, we'll typically recommend that females get somewhere in the range of 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day. And for males, about 35 to 40 grams. So if someone's following a traditional diet where they eat the same calories every day, then yes, those levels. If someone is doing more of an up day, down day diet, or altering their calories, let's say if a female's trying to average 30 grams, what we may recommend is we may say, okay, on your higher calorie day, let's get 40 grams of fiber, and maybe low calorie, let's still try to force 20 grams of fiber in there. And you're like, okay, if you're only eating X amount of calories, how do you do that? Well, certain foods that you can ingest, and there's a link on this main page when you're clicking on this link to go to the original article that we posted on fiber intake, and it gives you a much greater detail on fiber intake. But traditional foods are, fruits, grains, nuts and legumes, and different vegetables. That's typically where you're going to get the majority of your fiber from. And you can, look at that video for specific things on how to get more fiber in your diet. Little tricks and tips that I found is if I'm eating pasta, I'm going to find a whole grain pasta, or something that typically has more fiber in it versus a white pasta, something that maybe has 5 grams of fiber in it versus 1 gram of fiber. If I use fruit, I'll use apples versus something else because apples have more fiber in them. If I'm choosing a bread, I'll look at a bread that has more fiber in it than something else. If I'm eating a cereal, I'll look at something that's more fiber than something else. What that does, it takes more work. It takes you to look at the labels more, but it makes you more aware of what you're doing. It starts getting you to select foods, higher fiber foods that that you may not eat. Rather than just grabbing a cereal, you're looking at the fiber content, making sure that you're getting enough fiber in throughout the day. If I'm doing, I'll choose like a high fiber vegetable in comparison to a salad, for instance, because that's going to contain more fiber. That's another thing that I do. So I'm always keeping, I keep that in the back of my mind, the importance of fiber, and then through my dietary log, I'm looking at how much fiber I'm getting in throughout the day, and that then makes me more conscious and more aware of the foods I'm consuming, making sure I'm eating fruits that are higher in fiber, making sure that I'm eating, whole grains versus just multigrain or just simple carbs because of the fiber content. Same thing for vegetables and nuts and so forth, making sure that I'm aware of which particular foods. The answer to your question, though, Jennifer, is we have found, and this is also / product review, because we found a wonderful protein bar that's great for fiber. We love this bar. Quest Nutrition Bars. And this is what we recommend to our clients on their lower calorie days to get fiber, even 1 bar a day. Because, and we have 4 of their 5 flavors. This one is peanut butter, apple pie, a berry, and a chocolate brownie. All are phenomenal. A couple things that we really like about it before we get into the meat of it is the ingredient list is incredibly short. Usually on these protein bars, the ingredient list is very long. It's simply 2 different proteins, a cup fiber, peanut butter or almonds, sea salt, natural flavors, and sucralose. That's it. That's all that's in this bar. The one thing that we love about it, most of these bars are about 200 calories, in the 8 to 10 grams of fat range. And each of these bars are about 18 grams of fiber. So just one, if you eat 40 grams of fiber on your up day through the things that we were talking about, fruits, whole grains, vegetables, and those foods that contain high sources of fiber, then you can either supplement this on your up day for 20 quick grams of fiber, or on your down day, if you just need to get 20 grams of fiber, you do this. Guys, a lot of times, or even females, if they eat 2 of these on their down days, sorry, I've had this upside down the whole time. If you eat 2 of these on your down days, there's 40 grams of fiber right there. These are wonderful bars, wonderful tasting bars. We're putting a link on our screen to, to where to get them, and to find them. But for the most part, that's I hope that answers your question, Jennifer, on where to get fiber, where you should be at. But this is an incredibly easy, quick way to boost that fiber up and stay within the confines of your diet. I hope that gives you a good answer, and I hope that answers your question. Have a great day.
When you feel that something's wrong, I'll shelter you and keep you warm. I'll never let you walk alone.